Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Tommy Gilmore with Noisy Bird Marketing, and you are watching another episode of Spotlight Southern Utah. If this is your first time here, I talk with a different business owner every single week about some of the great businesses right here in Southern Utah. I'm really excited. I'm here in Cedar City. I'm here with Kerry Gunter from K-Safety.
That's correct.
Kerry, thanks for letting me come by.
Well, I appreciate you having me. It's pretty awesome that you're willing to come out and do this, Tommy. It's amazing. So
thank you. Yeah, no, I'm excited to hear about the business. You and I met at the Business and Innovation Center. They had their demo day. And I think it's really cool to see, you look at Cedar City, you think the college, you think Utah Shakespeare, you think of some of these bigger businesses here. You don't imagine a worldwide first aid kit company that's here. And so I'm excited to chat with you, but tell people a little bit about K-Safety, how you got started, and the story of your company.
So we started, myself and one of my best friends at the time named Keith Pitzer. He owns another business in town. We started K-Safety in 2016.
Okay.
Man, it's been a minute. and so we were together, and then last October, almost a year ago, we got bought out by a large construction company out of Dallas, Texas, and so we were processed into them, and we supply a lot of their like construction safety equipment and that sort of stuff. And that's because that was what they were missing, was somebody to be able to supply PPE, safety supplies, first aid, all that. They didn't have that type of business in their nutshell, or their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And so that's when it took about a year or so, but we got it all figured out. So it's been pretty good. So
yeah. And how long ago was the buyout, you said?
Almost a year. October will be a year. October 8th will be a year. So
how has it been transitioning from a business owner into like an operations person? You just kind of run the day to day.
I still do exactly the same thing as I did prior.
Okay.
Except for there's some things I don't have to do now, which I am so happy for.
Yeah.
So we have a great staff support staff that works for us. Then they're spread all over the U.S. So we have job sites all over, from Dallas to Kentucky to Pennsylvania to California, Boise, actually one in Parowan.
Okay.
And so I meet with their safety individuals, and they give me a list of items that they need, and I take care of it and get it to them. So
that's awesome. So if people are watching and they're wondering, like, what exactly do you supply them with?
So it's not just them. So we do industrial first aid and safety. That's how we started. That's what we focus on. We do the big first aid cabinets, and we come back, we resupply them, restock them for you. We don't charge to show up like a lot of companies do. Mm-hmm. We don't. Sometimes you might not need anything, and so here's your zero invoice, have a nice day, tell me a joke. We do everything from first aid. We do anything in the realm, world, thought process, whatever, first aid or first aid products we offer, we supply.
Yeah.
From vehicle kits, truck kits, home kits, you name it, we do it.
Yeah.
And we specialize in certain kits also. From advanced bleeding control kits to our Narcan kits, just because of the opioid overdoses.
And that's one of these, right?
Yeah. Emergency responder trauma bags. We have it all. That's kind of what we supply. And then you go into like disposable gloves, and that's kind of a big thing, especially during COVID, because everybody was running out of nitrile gloves and all that.
Yeah.
And fortunate for us, we never did.
Okay.
And we were able to keep our end users supplied fully.
That's awesome.
Without, and I mean, we had some price adjustments but we never took advantage of. We didn't have to.
Yeah, you're not gouging people because you're running out.
Correct, and a lot of places were, but we never took that road, and we just looked at it as a bad business model to do that.
Yeah.
Because we want our long-term customers and stuff. So.
Yeah. So I mean, we saw the opioid
overdose kits.
So we see the opioid overdose kits here.
Right.
And then this is the advanced bleeding control.
Correct. And this is actually one I designed myself.
Okay.
It took me a couple of years screwing around with different types of products and stuff, finding what works, what's good, what's bad, that sort of stuff. And how it all came. I've sold or how it all started, I guess. And I have sold bleeding control kits by the thousands over the years, just because it's a big deal. And especially because now ANSI and OSHA requires tourniquets, windlass tourniquets in first aid cabinets. A lot of the problems is people put them in there, but they never tell anybody how to use them. And so that's kind of what got me on the path of these. When we're doing bleeding control kits, we'd have different types of tourniquets in them and SWAT tees, or just, there's all different types. But I would always have to add certain other products like hemostatic dressing or high pressure compressing gauze or certain other things. And then that would take that cost of that retail cost of that kit from say $70 to $120, $180. And it just really priced it out. And we still sold a bunch, but there's really nobody that made a true stop the bleed kit. And even today. Because I see some that they have a tourniquet in there, but it'll be a SWAT tee. And that's like a big rubber band. It's about 6 feet long. And if you don't practice and train with that every day, you're not going to be proficient. It's just going to not work. And so I looked at all these different types of products that were going in. I mean, they'd have airways, they'd have like 50 alcohol wipes or 97 gauze pads. I mean, everything you don't really need extra that you'll never use in a traumatic bleeding control type of incident. And so that's when I come up with these, and it has chest seals, it has a windlass tourniquet, it has hemostatic dressing, it has, of course, our disposable gloves. It has a pen light with the pupil dilators on it. Emergency blankets, high pressure, like an Israeli bandage. It has everything you can possibly need in any sort of traumatic injury.
And that's all packed just in
everything's right in there. And
I feel like I'm on QVC.
Right? There you go. And it's pretty lightweight. And it attaches anything, anywhere.
You got the MOLLE attachment there.
And here's like a little direction book on how to use the tourniquet, how to use the chest seals, hemostatic dressing. And one of the things we put was the flush. Now it's, a lot of places will just have like sterile, just like saline, and ours is buffered acetone. So you never can, one of the worst bleeding control incidents I've ever seen personally was somebody was working in a chemical plant, and they got caustic acid on them, and they lacerated an artery at the same time. And if you only have saline, that's not gonna diffuse or dilute the caustic acid, and that's why we use the buffered acetone. Just don't know if it'll ever happen again.
Just added a layer of
it was just one of those forward-thinking type deals. So we actually won in 2023 the Utah Manufacturers Small Business of the Year award for these kits.
That's awesome.
And stuff. So we're pretty proud, and we pack everything right here. Right here in Cedar City.
That's really cool.
All of our kits, all of our cabinets, everything. And the reason we do that is we can actually save the end user $20, $30 on a cabinet or something compared to what they can find, online or something like that.
So that's what's really cool about these is you have sort of your, like you said, your industrial grade stuff. You have all of that, but then even things like this is great for law enforcement.
And we sell a lot to law enforcement. We sell a lot to hikers, outdoors.
That was my thought.
We sell a lot to people, bike riders. The other thing we do is we custom pack kits. So we have, for a great example, Idaho Department of Transportation, where they contacted me a couple of weeks ago. Hey, we want this type of kit. It needs to be able to do this. I said, great, I have it. And they're saying, we don't want to spend that. I said, okay, so we kind of, with some more questions and answers and stuff, and looking at different things of what type of scenario they could be at, and we developed a kit specifically for them.
Nice.
And
within their budget, it sounds like.
Within their budget, and so we're just waiting for the approval process, and everything's going to be for them, and we'll custom pack all that, and there's going to be between 900 to 1,500 of those kits. So, and that's one of many that we'll do that for. We do the big trauma backpacks, which basically equals out to about 6 of those into one backpack.
Okay.
And stuff. And then, so it's kind of, you know, I just love it. I'm a geek about it. I could talk hours and hours and hours just on stop the bleed stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I can tell you're passionate. I think that you know, any business owner, anybody that runs a business should be passionate about what they do.
Absolutely.
And I think it's great. You know, it's obviously a needed service. I know that we talked about, hey, we do this for a lot of places everywhere, Idaho and you know, Kentucky, all these places. But what, you know, here in Cedar, I know that you offer things like classes and things like that as well. Do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, so I've been a CPR instructor, CPR, first aid, AED, advanced bleeding control, and active violence instructor for, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years.
Okay.
Longer, CPR a lot longer.
Yeah.
I'm old. So, and I've been doing it for years and years and years, CPR. But we have a great big training room upstairs. We can seat about 30 people in it. We do on-site classes too. Like, we're pretty regulated on the number of students we can have for CPR.
Yeah.
Because that's set by our like Health and Safety Institute or American Red Cross or American Heart. They say you can only have so many.
Yeah.
And so we're limited to that, but if you do have a larger group for other types, so we do respiratory fit testing. So believe it or not, if you're wearing like certain type of respiratory protection, that protection has to be fit tested.
Okay.
And so we can either do it here or we can come to your location.
Do it on site.
We do forklift certifications.
Oh, wow.
And we do it right here.
Yeah.
And we do, I mean, all sorts of different type of commercial industrial training. Plus, the big one now I've been doing probably the majority of is the active violence.
Okay.
Especially with all the different type of school shootings or church shootings or just crazies out there.
Yeah.
And on what to do and stuff. That's been a really, really big one. So
yeah.
And I'm the bad guy, and I'm the guy that always gets beat up. I always, you know, we tell them, hey, we're in slow mode, and I have one lady jump on me, and she had to weigh maybe $110, and she's probably 65, 70, and she beat the snot out of me. And my arm was all messed up. I had bruises on my head. And so, yeah, it was well worth it, though.
There you go.
It was fun. But, yeah, we like to do that. And then, so the trainings, we have one, we do some here for the public. Generally, it's for commercial businesses.
Yeah.
But we're starting now to do more for locals. We have like a lot of daycare professionals and foster parents and all that. So, and they all have to be CPR certified. So we offer different type of classes. They can do CPR and AED, which is the bare minimum. And we do it adult, child, and infant. And so we have all the mannequins, we have the TVs and videos, and we all roll on the floor and play and stuff. So, but it's, you know, I take a lot of pride in it, because when you leave my class, I want to make sure that you have an understanding and knowledge, because, and I hope no one ever has to do this, but in case they do, I want them to be able to have that muscle memory reflex to come back and say, oh yeah, hey, check airway or check breathing, and press, you know, center of mass and press hard, you know, in 30 compressions and 2 breaths, and then defibrillators or AEDs. That's a big one. I sell generally, and we sell every brand of AED.
Yeah.
And we probably do 200 to 250 of them a year.
Wow.
And that's for a small individual company. That's a lot. It's quite a bit, right? And but we've seen a turn now from not just commercial, but for people wanting them for their home or their RVs. And stuff. And so we have a couple different models that are perfect for the home, and if you can turn your cell phone on, you can use one of these. And so we offer those, and so it's kind of not just Band-Aids and ibuprofen anymore. It's a whole vast majority of items, and I have people calling me, like contractors, hey, I need a Whizzle widget. You know, like, okay, what is that? And I have to Google it and then I have one of the benefits that we've been able to have is our network of vendors, manufacturers, and suppliers. We are so blessed with that. I mean, We compete with every major brand that's out there, every major outlet that's out there.
Yeah.
We compete and go head to head and actually can beat them on a lot.
Oh, cool.
A lot of different items, and sourcing the weirdest things has been like a forte of mine. So
yeah.
So I've been lucky.
That's awesome. Well, I love, I think that emergency preparedness, lots of people are into that. Being ready before hopefully you need a tourniquet or an opioid kit or anything like that. I think that a lot of people here locally are interested in that kind of thing. If they wanted to learn more about like classes that you offer, things like that, I'm sure it's on your website, right?
Yeah, and our website's being redone right now.
Okay.
And so, but there's a contact page. They can just fill that out. And I get it. It comes to me.
Yeah.
And so I'll respond back, or they can just give us a call.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Or they can come see us.
Okay.
But I'm not here all the time, so I travel quite a bit.
Call first, then. Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like that. On our kit, we developed a brand new snake bite kit.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of people, the snake bite kits you buy at the store and all that.
Yeah.
So for years I taught use a tourniquet and ice. You don't.
Yeah.
And so all that's being removed. You don't even use the little suction cups anymore.
Huh.
And so I went through a class, a 16-hour class, an online class on snake bites. And I hate snakes. Anybody knows me, they know if I see a snake, I will kneecap you and leave you there. You will be snake bait.
Yeah.
And so for me to be able to actually go through this class, and it scared the bejesus out of me a couple times,
Yeah.
and learned a little bit more about it and stuff. And so we specifically designed the snake bite kits that actually work and help people and help control that.
They're
spread.
up to date
Yeah.
with the best practices, it sounds like.
So it's pretty cool. And then, but that's kind of a lot of things that we specialize in is that you have an issue, you have a type of kit that you need for a certain type of thing, then let's work together, let's talk about it, let's go and we'll put it together for you. So, and that's what a lot of our customers like. So we're very easy to deal with and stuff. So
yeah, no, that sounds awesome. I'm telling people, go to the website. It's being revamped, but definitely get a hold of them if you guys have any first aid, safety type of needs within either your business or even, like you said, personally. Like, if you don't have something like this in a hiking pack, if you hike regularly, I think there's lots of use cases for things like this, even just for everyday people. It's worth it to have things on hand.
Especially, we sell a lot of them, and these also come in like a red case too.
Yeah.
But we also sell, a lot of people just put them in their vehicles and stuff, and then a lot like bow hunters, archery hunters.
Yeah.
It's too heavy.
Oh, okay.
Believe me, every ounce counts with an archery hunter. So we're able to really basic it down for them for that sort of stuff. So it's kind of cool that we do that, and so that sort of stuff. But
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, before I go, I wanted to ask, you're the operator now. You kind of you don't own it, but you run the day to day. You've been doing it for 9 years. Like, what have you learned over that time? What's been the best piece of advice you've been given, and how did you implement it to change your business?
The best piece of advice I've ever been given was from my mentor, Pat Jacob. Okay. And that was when I worked for Z Medical. And he wasn't a boss. He was a true leader. And it was always work smart, not hard, for one. Yeah. I mean, everybody works hard. I work hard, right? But if you work smart, the hard is going to be easy. Yep. And I listened to a lot of like Brian Tracy and Zig Ziglar and all that. And one of the best things I ever heard from Brian Tracy was always sharpening the saw. Yeah. Right? You gotta stay up to date on what's going on. And that's with like technology, like bleeding control and tourniquets and blah, blah, blah. But the business-wise, the best piece of advice I've ever been given is listen to your customer. Yeah. And customers are not always right. Nope. But always listen to what they're trying to say to you. Yeah. Because sometimes they might not know that this glove only comes in left-handed, and they think it's right-handed also. And so you got to listen to your customers and get the feel for what their actual needs are and what their wants are, because they're definitely two different things.
For sure.
And stuff like that. But
Yeah, I like that advice a lot. Like you said, the customer's not always right, but they'll often tell you what is right.
Right.
And you just have to listen.
Yeah, and listen, and then you can go from there.
Yep.
And stuff, and always be, flexible.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, and I think that's where we take a lot of pride, is we're very flexible in our schedules with what we can do on dates and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm booked up until, I'm booking classes in January.
Okay.
For
Wow.
CPR stuff right now.
Yeah.
And I used to be able to do like 10 a month, 15 a month, and now I can do probably 5 just because of how sparse I am.
Yeah.
So, and then gone and trying to get help and, quality help and stuff has just been a struggle too, so.
Yeah. No, that's great. I like the advice. I think that's awesome. Guys, check out, is it ksafety.com?
K-Safety Co.
ksafetyco.com.
Yep.
Check out all the products they have. They're revamping the website, so check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching. This has been another episode of Spotlight Southern Utah, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.